Mark, I want to get your risk-on, risk-off sentiment right now. I know you've been talking about, we're going to see a widening rally in stocks. That's been a theme we've discussed. But Bloomberg Economics increasingly nervous, and some other voices in the market increasingly nervous about whether we're going to have to see some kind of more hawkish pivot from the Fed. I wonder how you put those two things together.
Yeah, good morning, Anna. I didn't see this piece until Guy Johnson sent it on to me. I can't believe it because it obviously comes from Anna Wong, my favourite Bloomberg economist. Unbelievably interesting piece because the key point is that the December pivot by Powell was just what's really driven the real change in unemployment markets, inflation markets this year. And that, for me, was the big changing point for me. That's when I became really bullish for this year, and I remain very bullish. Now, the whole point of this article is that there's a risk that next week we suddenly get the hawkish surprise that derails things. And I guess that is a valuable point. And maybe next week will cause a painful kind of correction or pullback in stocks. It's important to emphasize, though, that any hawkish pivot from the Fed now will be in context that it's much stronger growth. It's for the best possible reasons. It's because the consumers continue to spend, the unemployment market staying strong, growth continues to be better than expected, and therefore that is the best reason for yields to go higher. So again, it'll likely be volatility rather than a major turning point.
OK, to the extent to which that offsets concerns around the height of rates, that'll be really interesting to watch as we go through this year. Let's talk about Japan. Really interesting piece out from your team this morning, talking about, yeah, sure, speculators may be short the yen, but that's not the whole market, and we need to keep that in mind as we look ahead to the BOJ and the possibility of intervention.
Yeah, look, the yen market is not short. There's not a net short there. CFTC speculators are short the yen, but they are mainly CTAs. They're momentum traders, and they're a small subset of the market. Discretionary traders are largely staying away because of the risk reward. Now, after this BOJ, people are going to want to sell the yen again. Now, they're hoping they're going to get to sell the yen after there's maybe been a hawkish surprise from the BOJ or maybe even intervention. But intervention from the MOF will not start a yen rally. If anything, it'll just provide better levels to resell the yen again.